Well, good morning. Axel Goplan here from Ego Plan, and nothing like having a nice walk during the day. I'm out bird hunting now. That's the only thing left open. If I didn't have an after season draw tag or something like that, which seems to be quite popular this year due to the prices of everything in the grocery store going up. But I'm out getting some exercise, so come along for the journey, and just gonna take a nice little walk in these woods here and see what I come across as far as probably ruffled grouse. Highly recommend ruffled grouse other than spruce grouse, because that is very tasty, and if cooked properly, it provides a nice meal for the family as far as poultry goes. So I got some company of crows. But I got to take it a little bit slow and a little bit easy. And yeah, come along for the journey, and hope you enjoy the video. Quite frankly, it's been a quite a dead morning as far as not very many animals out this morning. But yeah, I hope that you maybe, if you like my content, do a little share and subscribe, and also maybe make a comment about what I might be able to do better, and thoughts and opinions on your exploits on hunting grouse, and how you might prepare it. Maybe leave a comment in the video about your favorite recipe. I know I like the Montreal spice for poultry, but I know there's more creative ways of doing it, and I'd surely be interested in having a variety. So if you could leave a comment with your favorite recipe for wild grouse, that would be much appreciated. I would sure enjoy a new recipe to be able to sample what you might have as a favorite. So anyways, onwards, and I'll catch up to you in a little bit, and hopefully I actually see some grouse. Last year there was quite a few through here, but you know, from year to year, depending on the spring, maybe the chicks live, maybe the chicks die, which would also be nice to have a comment about. What do you think the main cause of mortality for wild grouse would be? Is it the wet spring? Is it the colder temperatures at the wrong time? Yeah, I'd be really curious to expand my knowledge about these, because some years you go to certain areas and there's just an abundance of wildfowl all over the place, and then maybe the next year or the year afterwards, and they have between 3 and 6 chicks, but there's no birds in the woods. So did they move? Did they die off because of whatever? I'd sure love to hear your comments about that as well. It would be nice to have a community that we can share thoughts and opinions and express what we might think about the area. So anyways, just to kind of focus on where I am, it's a mix between poplar and pine, and there's quite a lot of raspberry, some Saskatoon bushes, and there's some willows, some Labrador, well, they call it Labrador tea, but the leaves of that certain plant, I can't remember what the actual name is, but I know they like bearberries and juniper berries and things like that, which are all here in fairly good abundance. So anyways, I'll put a little distance on here and see if I can't find a bird or two. Cheers. First thing that I came across is probably a kill site. Oh, excuse me. Can't really tell what it is, but definitely commotion, and there was definitely boot tracks. Looks like that's where something ended up possibly dying. And it seems like there's lots of coyotes to clean up the aftermath. So oh, excuse me. That's interesting. Well, it's only about a week after the end of hunting season here, so maybe somebody finally capitalized on getting their table fare for the year. But the coyote tracks are, well, there's a lot of them. Some there, different track there, different track there. Just going crisscrossing all over the place. And it looks like that's where the animal actually dropped. Maybe even a cougar or maybe a wolf. What do you think that is? Or is it maybe like, well, that's a pretty big track. For size comparison, this is my boot. I don't think it would be a domestic dog. There's another really good track. Well, maybe there's the odd wolf in here too. Well, that almost looks like I don't know about that one. There was some crows in here, so maybe that's what the wing marks were on the snow. Definitely a ton of traffic up here. Like a mini highway. Looks like a highway of coyotes. This might not be such a good place to go if there's that much activity with coyotes. Or I might have to walk quite a ways further to get away from this. Well, we'll see. Take the short walk and scout it out. Talk to you in a bit. Aha! I found said evidence. Looks like they just left the hide and maybe the back. But wow, check this out. Might be a little gory. It definitely looks like it was skinned out. So, and you can tell where the coyotes have been just shredding everything. So, and it looks like the hide has been stripped. Oh, there's a jaw. Might be a natural kill. Maybe a wild critter of sorts got it. Looks like a fairly young deer. Yeah, no, they make a mess. They shredded all to pieces. The birds, they shredded all to pieces. Look how clean they've done that. And probably the coyotes and the wolves or whatever have eaten all of the ribs. Oh, there's some more. Dragging it around. There's a shoulder. So no, this is actually a natural kill. There's some more of the rib cage. Look how they've gnawed it down. Eaten all the bones and the marrow and all the good stuff inside. So, oh, that's interesting. Doesn't make me feel too good about my prospects of finding a chicken or so. If there's that much activity and there's hungry creatures around here. And obviously, they'd be on the prowl for anything that moved. What do you think? Should I stay? No sign of the head though, just the jawbone. They could have carried that off though. Huh. Anyway, if I find the head, I'll take a picture. But yeah, sorry for the goriness, but hey, this is real life, no AI here. And I document as I see and as I come to whatever lies in my path. And I just wanted to share some of these things. This is definitely predation. So there's going to be healthy puppies next year because of the animals like coyotes and wolves, maybe cougars being fed well. So, all right, I will. And look at the area that they've kind of taken up and maybe scratched up, and it's quite a large area that they kind of left stuff scattered around. Yeah, well, it's the cycle of life, right? Everybody and everything's got to eat, and if you're not eating it, it's probably eating you. law of the land. Okay, we'll catch up to you in a bit. Well, I'm being huffed at by probably a white-tailed deer. Sounds like just one of them. I haven't laid eyes on him because he or she is in the big timber up here. But not one grouse track. Those coyotes have gone up and down this valley, either scared them all away or maybe ate them all. That was quite a lot of puppy tracks. Huh. Well, nice to get busted by a deer anyway. Wish I could have laid eyes on her or him. But I think I'm going to change areas because as far as birds go, other than crows, this place seems to be a little lean on the edible kind. Check out this tree, how big it is. Nice old growth pines in here. Yeah. Maybe 18-inch, 20-inch diameter. This one looks like it's about 30 inches in diameter at the bottom. So, without further ado, I think I'm going to vacate the premises and go find another spot. And I do have a couple of birds left from last year that I vacuum sealed, and I came across them in the deep freeze. We're allowed 10 possession, and 5 per day of what species are open, depending on the species, I guess. But if nothing else, I'm gonna prepare some and add it to this video. And like I said, the question still stands: what's your favorite recipe? How do you like to spice it up? How do you like to tenderize it? How do you like to cook it? And on that note, I pulled out some elk steaks that I harvested my second cow elk. But the first one was probably about 10 years ago or so. Big animals. But I've got those marinating in Montreal steak spice and some tempura sauce. And I was intending on getting out my smoker. I just got a little tiny smoker and maybe smoke it up for about 4 hours or so with some hickory, and then finish it off on the barbecue. But yeah, if nothing else for this video, if I don't change spots and get some footage of me actually getting some fresh birds, I'll include some of the ways that I prepare my wild game from field to table, so to speak. And yeah, I hope everybody's enjoying their the beginning of December. We got our Christmas tree up, and the women in my family are gonna do a round of baking cookies. So I can't be in the kitchen too much. So anyways, I will catch up to you in a little while. Talk to you later. Just a little side note. Here's your hunter tip or safety tip in the woods for today. And if you have some of those that you would like to share through the comment spot, that would be awesome too. I'd like to share some of my experiences along how I survive in the woods and trekking around. But so pertaining to this situation where you've come across a predator kill, bears tend to drag it to someplace and bury it or stuff it under a log or something like that, and then they'll just sit on it. So if you come across evidence of let's say bear sign and looks like it was successful and got something to eat, they probably are not far off. They like to be very territorial and guard what they found. So in this case, because I'm thinking these are cougar, could be wolf still. I'll have to get confirmation on that. Definitely claws. I'm thinking wolf, but see how they step into each other? So front foot, and then the rear foot follows and steps in the same step. Be aware of your surroundings, yeah, for sure. Look close, look a medium distance, and then look at a far distance. But a lot of people forget to look up. So cougars will find a nice perch sometimes, and maybe they've had a good feed and they're a little bit full and just digesting and stuff like that. They could be sitting up in a tree or up a little ways from where the kill is, say behind deadfall, and just their head might be poking out to keep a watch. So they're definitely opportunistic predators, and so yeah, don't forget to look up. Scan the trees near middle distance, maybe 50 meters out, maybe 100 meters out. And then just keep an eye out and your ears open, and try to avoid being surprised or surprising something that would be territorial and be forced into thinking that it's a good thing to defend itself from you. I typically don't go out into the woods without being armed, but that being said, there is laws that govern what is appropriate to do. And that would be another good question, because it's very hard to prove that that was in self-defense, that I had to kill this predator, which, you know, there's special licenses and times for certain predators, but like say in the grizzly bear, there's a moratorium on grizzly bears, even though their populations are exploding because nobody is hunting them anymore, and creating a little bit of an imbalance. And they tend to be eating the black bear population and where they are. But yeah, it's very hard to prove that that was actually in self-defense unless you have like definitive evidence. And you know, say if you're injured, well, that would be one thing. But you know, the Fish and Game Department and the people that govern the Fish and Game Department have stringent rules on such a thing. And you know, if there's a blood trail leading to where you shot it, okay, but then they're gonna examine the body and make sure that it wasn't wounded by the weapon that you might be handling. And like I said, it's very hard to prove that you were innocent and so on. The best way is not to get in trouble at all. And make sure that you keep aware of your surroundings. Keep a look at the foreground. Keep watching behind you, because things do sneak up on you. You know, you're no different than any other creature out here, and you are completely edible as well. But yeah, just be safe, be conscientious, and have your ducks in a row, and make sure that you know the laws and the rules that govern how a person should conduct themselves, especially carrying a firearm or some kind of a weapon in the forest. So that's my little tip for the day. Chime in if you feel about maybe the laws in your area. Always love to know what other people have to do and go through. And I just recently watched a special on it's kind of like the special forces or the secret service of the Fish and Game Department down in the States, and how they control and try to get on top of the illegal trade of endangered species and importing of endangered species. So yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts and ideas, and maybe some of the laws from your local area. You don't have to tell me exactly where you are or that, just in general, but yeah, do you know? Anyways, this is strange. I just found a rope zip tied up to the tree here. There's no evidence of anything going on down there. The weird things that you see out in the bush. Like, why? It's just zip tied to a branch. Like, doesn't make sense. Like, I could see if somebody was hanging an animal or maybe putting a marker up, but usually people do like flag tape or something really predominant to be able to be seen. But yeah, what's up with that, eh? Just a random piece of rope hanging in a tree by a zip tie. Maybe somebody was doing some cutting practice with their knife or something like that. That's a very good possibility, I guess. I know I used to do that in front of my sensei to show my ability to cut proficiently with a katana, with my wakizashi, with my tanto, things like that. So, but anyways, see if I can change spots, and if I don't, I'll continue on the video with what I have in the deep freeze to use up, and how I prepare it, and I'd love to again hear some of those wonderful recipes that you might enjoy and feed to your family. Talk to you later. Well, the weather is moving in. It's calling for snow. And the fog bank is getting quite thick. So, that being said, it's off to go home and start that smoker.